Would the Red Sox be willing to give up what it would take to get this ace caliber pitcher from Seattle? What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Red Seat Radio. My name is Corbin. There's one thing that's been made painfully obvious over the last season and this offseason. That is that the Red Sox really need starting pitching, right? We have talked about other areas of the team that the Red Sox could try and improve, but we all know that the number one focus this offseason has to be starting pitching. Well, on the other side of the country, something that's also been made painfully obvious for another major league team is the fact that the Seattle Mariners could use some offense in their outfield. And based on what both teams have here, it could make sense for the Red Sox and the Seattle Mariners to become trade partners, right? One of the starting pitchers that the Mariners currently have is a guy by the name of Logan Gilbert, who could be a perfect match for the Boston Red Sox. So what we're going to do in today's video is we're going to break down Logan Gilbert to the Red Sox. We're going to talk about why he could make sense for this team. We're going to talk about what it would take to get him to Boston. And we're going to be talking about whether or not this trade has any likelihood at all. But before we get into that, we're not asking for subs today. We're not asking for donations. I just want to say thank you. Over the month of November, you may have noticed, I hope you noticed, that I was growing a mustache, and that was to support Movember. This channel had a goal of raising $500 to spread both awareness and services for men's mental health all over the country and the world. And what we were able to do as a community was pass that goal by over $100. I cannot tell you how much that means to me. It is the most proud I think I've been of this community as my time on YouTube. And I just need to say thank you to everyone who donated, who watched, who helped get those videos out to people who did donate. It means the absolute world to me. This is absolutely incredible. And I just need to thank you guys from the bottom of my heart. Anyways, thank you all very much for clicking on this one. Let's get into it. For those of you who may not be super familiar with who Logan Gilbert is, he's a 26-year-old pitcher who's going into his age 27 season. Obviously, he pitches for the Seattle Mariners currently, and for the Red Sox, there are a few reasons why they should be interested in someone like Gilbert. The first is his statistical ability. Over 3 seasons in the major leagues, he has a 3.76 ERA in 88 games with a bit lower 3.67 FIP, which means he actually performs slightly better on the mound than his ERA leads on, but it's not by a whole lot. He also has a really impressive 2.1 walks per 9, an 8.9 K per 9, a 1.138 whip, which has led to a 105 ERA plus, or about 85% more productive than the average pitcher in Major League Baseball as a starter on the mound. Getting into more specifics here, his most recent season was also fairly successful. In 2023, he made 32 starts where he had a 3.73 ERA, a bit of a higher FIP at 3.85, which led to a 108 ERA plus, or again, just for those of you who don't know, it is about 8% above league average production than the average pitcher in Major League Baseball. This season, he also had one of the best breaking run values in the entire game at 13, which was in the 95th percentile, meaning that only 5% of pitchers in the game had a more valuable breaking ball arsenal than Logan Gilbert had. He also walked virtually no one in 2023 with a 4.7% walk rate, which was also in the 95th percentile in baseball. And he finished the year with a 15 for pitching run value as well, which is well above average, making him a very valuable pitcher. So statistically, right, when we're looking at why the Red Sox would be interested in Logan Gilbert, why he's a fit in Boston, the question answers itself, right? If Logan Gilbert had been on the 2023 Red Sox, he would have had the best statistical year of any pitcher on this team. He's a fantastic talent who at just 27 years old has a ton of potential to get even better. But outside of statistics, there are things that also make Logan Gilbert appealing to the Boston Red Sox. One of those things is the fact that he's flat out a workhorse. Since joining Major League Baseball, he has had one singular season that was below 32 starts, and that was his rookie campaign, where he started the year a little bit later than everyone else, which he started in May as opposed to the beginning of April. So he missed a couple of starts there, but outside of that, he's virtually made every single start that he had available. In his last 2 seasons, he's made all 32 starts, and last year he set a career high with 195 and 2/3 innings on the mound. We're talking about a guy who every 5 days is going to take the baseball, right? He's a guy who's going to make 30 plus starts a year and be a consistent arm in your rotation, which again, you look at why the Red Sox would be interested. There wasn't really anyone on the Boston Red Sox in 2023 and 2022 for that matter as well who made close to 30 starts. Nick Pivetta, I believe, did it in 22, and in 2023, Brian Bayo got 28. If he didn't start the year injured, he probably would have made 30 plus starts, but outside of those two guys, the Red Sox have not had that sort of consistent, yes, this guy's going to be here every 5 days in their rotation. Logan Gilbert brings that to the Boston Red Sox, and if that isn't enough already to convince you that Logan Gilbert is a fit on this team, he's also, again, 26 going into his age 27 season, and he's only played 3 years in Major League Baseball. What this means from a Red Sox perspective is that he is under control until the 2028 offseason, giving the Red Sox 4 full years of cost control over Logan Gilbert. We're talking about a potential ace here who is under a cost control value for the next 4 years, which is hugely important to the Boston Red Sox if they are looking to go out and get a big time free agent, right? Because there would be no extension needed with Logan Gilbert immediately. This is a guy who you could bring in and pay much less than his value is worth. This is a guy who could fit perfectly on the Red Sox money-wise as well. So when we're looking at overall what it means for the Red Sox to get Logan Gilbert, he sort of checks all the boxes we've been talking about this offseason that we believe the Red Sox need to get better in, specifically in the rotation. Logan Gilbert has been more talented statistically than just about everyone on your roster right now. He is younger, he is more durable, and he's more consistent than just about everyone in your rotation as well. All 4 of those things have been big pain points for the Boston Red Sox. Logan Gilbert checks off just about every single one of those boxes. So yeah, when we're talking about fit for Logan Gilbert in Boston, it is clear as day. It is obvious as all obvious could be. But what would the cost to get Logan Gilbert look like? How would Seattle feel about this trade? And is this trade even remotely possible? I think it's obvious that the cost to get Logan Gilbert is going to be pretty high for the Boston Red Sox. Looking at it just strictly position-wise, a controllable starting pitcher for 4 years is going to be a premium on the open market, right? Controllable pitchers are worth a lot more than controllable position players, but then you add in the fact that statistically Logan Gilbert is this young, putting up above average numbers and has the potential to be a lot better. Logan Gilbert becomes a lot more valuable, but that doesn't mean that Logan Gilbert is unattainable. Like I mentioned in the intro, the Seattle Mariners had a ton of pitching depth this 2023 season. They were a top 5 rotation, a top 5 bullpen in baseball. What they lacked was offensive potential, specifically in their outfield. What the Red Sox can give the Seattle Mariners is that offense in their outfield without truly detrimenting their starting pitching. And the package I came up with was a Jarren Duran package with Alex Verdugo, Nick York, and Wilkerman Gonzalez. Now, let's look at this first from a Seattle Mariners perspective to see if this is something they'd even be interested in. Now, a lot of Seattle Mariners fans, when posed the question on Twitter about this, said that this was way too little to get Logan Gilbert, but the fit may be actually perfect because you look at Jarren Duran, who's sort of the headline person in this deal. He would give you essentially what you've been looking for offensively, especially if he can replicate his 2023 season, because if Jarren Duran played for the Mariners in 2023, he would have been 3rd on the team in doubles, 3rd on the team in stolen bases, 1st on the team in average, 2nd in on-base percentage, 2nd on the team in slug, and 1st in OPS. We're talking about a young, controllable major league outfielder that would have been one of the best players on the Mariners offensively, and he played 50 less games than everyone else on your team, right? If he had played a full season, you're probably talking about statistically the best player on the Seattle Mariners if he had played there in 2023. What Jarren Duran can bring you is a cost-controlled outfielder who's major league ready and is going to be a top 5 hitter on your club. That is sort of exactly what you're looking for. It's honestly better than a lot of the outfield options on the free agent market. Then you throw in Alex Verdugo, who's playing in a contract year and naturally does not strike out a lot, makes a ton of contact, and is going to be playing for money, so he's going to be performing better. The Seattle Mariners struggled with strikeouts this season. Alex Verdugo reduces that risk. You add in Nick York, who is a fringe top 100 prospect, may or may not fit in well with your current structure right now because you guys do have a lot of second base prospects, but if you can move him positionally, he is one of the better bats in the Red Sox farm system. And then you toss in Wilkerman Gonzalez, not only to sweeten the deal, but to also help replenish the loss of a starting pitcher in your organization, right? To me, while it doesn't on the surface sound like a lot for the Seattle Mariners, it makes a lot of sense and the value is there for both teams. From the Red Sox perspective, this is a lot to give up. You're giving up a Gold Glove right fielder in Alex Verdugo, and you're giving up a young, talented, probably one of the better spark plugs on the Red Sox in 2023 in Jarren Duran. But at the same time, too, premium starting pitching is going to cost a lot. It is going to cost a decent amount to get any legitimate starting pitcher in Major League Baseball, and to get one that is young, controllable, and has the potential Logan Gilbert has is, in my opinion, worth the cost of getting him. You still have Ceddanne Rafaela, Wilyer Abreu, and you've got some free agent market candidates who could fill that role in your outfield until guys like Roman Anthony, Miguel Blaze, and others are ready to take over at the major leagues. While you're depleting a bit of your depth in the outfield from a Red Sox point of view, you're also adding to your most needed area. And if I'm the Boston Red Sox and this is the trade that the Seattle Mariners are willing to take, I pull the trigger on this deal 9 times out of 10. But that's just my opinion. So let me know in the comment section down below, whether you're a Mariners fan or a Red Sox fan, what part of this trade do you like? What part of this trade do you not like? Would you take this trade or would you not take this trade, and why? Let me know all your thoughts on the Red Sox targeting Logan Gilbert in the comment section down below. As always, if you made it to the end of this video, do me a favor. Make sure you guys have hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. If you're new here, we talk Red Sox content almost every single day. Also, make sure you guys hit the like button on these videos as well. Help these videos out a ton, and it means a lot to me. I want to say once again, thank you for all your help in Movember. It truly does mean the world to me that this community was able to do such a good thing. Thank you all very much for clicking on this one, and I will see you in the red seats.